Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another gunpla review, and this right here is the high-grade Tryage Gundam from the game of the exact same name. As you can tell from that box in the background, this is another premium Bandai kit, so once again, if you want one of your own, I got mine through Bai, you can too. Link down there in the description. Here we go.
Master Grade Gundam Barbatos for free.
So jumping right on into the overview of absolutely everything that comes in this box, and this is a box that is packing. I will mention I forgot to pop the cape in there, so there's even a little more than you're seeing here. So as well as the Tryage itself, we've got two different types of stands, all the stuff we would have seen with the full release version of the Tryage Magnum, and some accessories that would have come with a beam effect set. This one right here, because I can't remember off the top of my head. But what stands out to me the most in here is we do get a Tryage card. This seriously takes me back. So Gundam Tryage was a card-based arcade game in Japan. It came out while I was there and I loved it. It was so much fun. You'd pop a 100 yen coin into the machine, you'd get a card randomly every time you do that to, well, bolster your collection, and you'd get pilot cards, as well as mobile suit cards, match them up and try and get as far as you can. You could also battle other players. And honestly, I totally missed that game. It was so much fun. But anyway, onto the Gundam itself. So anyway, there it is, the high-grade Tryage Gundam just out of the box, snapped together with a little bit of panel lining. As usual, I just used a standard Gundam marker panel liner, that is it, just to pick out some of the detail around the head and upper body, because this is a kit that does have a lot of nice detail. Let's give it a spin. So while this thing is spinning, just in case you have no idea what this mobile suit is besides the one that was in Gundam Build Divers, well, I'll just read the blurb right out of the Gundam Wiki. The Tryage Gundam is a heavily modified version of the Gundam Age 1 displayed in the Gundam Memorial Museum. It is created by the Age system based on the combat data of the 3 generations of the Asuno family. Equipped with the new Tryage system, it can invoke the armaments and performance of various Gundams through the use of special cards, enabling a wide variety of combat tactics. Besides cards for the Age series, there are also cards for other unknown Gundams. So there you have it. Technically from the Gundam Age universe, but more so from the Gundam Tryage games. As for the actual model kit itself right here, this is more or less exactly the same we would have seen with the full release of the high-grade Gundam Tryage Magnum, just in those classic Gundam colors, and even more so in those high-impact Gundam Age-style colors. However, I will mention it's not all good points here. Sure, it is an absolutely beautiful model kit, it looks cool, it's nice to see the Tryage in plastic, but this is a kit that is heavily reliant on stickers, and I mean heavily reliant. I used every single one of them. Sure, they're not the worst for the most part, but let's take a quick look through them. So we're going to be starting at number 1 and working our whole way through. Number 1 is those reflective yellow eyes. Number 2 up there on the head camera, reflective as well. 3 right there on the back of the head. 4 and 5 are the golden A's up on the shoulders. 6 is the gold and grey there on the cockpit hatch. 7 and 8 are those yellow sections in the backpack. 9 is the yellow stripes there on the front skirting. 10's the other one. 11 is yellow on the thruster there on the side skirt. 12 and 13 is the yellow on the booty flap, both sides. 14 is the red stripes on both of the knees. 15 and 16, yellow inside the thrusters on the front of the legs. 17 is that large red section on the upper foot. 18 and 19 are both sides of this Tryage card holding hand. And finally 20 is the lens on the sight of the rifle. So yeah, 20 stickers, that is a whole lot. Besides that though, we do have some nice colors of plastic on this, but yeah, if you want this to be color accurate, you're going to need some gold paint, yellow paint, and red paint. But either way, with the stickers on it, it still looks fine. Moving on. So swinging on back to that overview, and here is absolutely everything that comes in the box, so let's take a look at the accessories one by one. So first up in here, we've got what Bandai refers to as a runnerless stand. It's a stand, it does not come on a runner, so all you have to do is kind of separate it from itself, put it together. It's simple and does pretty much exactly what it needs to do. As for hands, we've got the normal style blocky holding hands, and we have a widespread left hand and a Tryage card holding right hand, same as with the Tryage Magnum. Next up in here, and as for the weapons, first off we've got the Tri-Dodds rifle. I will mention that the parts for making the standard Gundam Age 1 Dodds rifle are included in here. Attaching this is pretty simple. You have to flip the armor to get it out of the way, attach on a hand, and there you go. Easy as. you're also able to pull off the barrel, whip out this handle, flip it in sideways, to be used in precision firing mode. Think it's about time to mention that in this box we also have a bunch of beam effects included in here that we did not get with the Tryage Magnum. These however did come in this kit right here, which I did do a full review on before, so if you want to see everything about these you can check that out. This time around they are in that nice strawberry jelly red, or pink, reddy pink. And all of these can be used then with that little stand to line them up with the barrel of the gun, just like so, for some awesome looking shooting effects. This is just the big old crack wham looking version. That is my description of that right there, by the way. But we also have this one, this one, this one, and this one's left over because he does not have any friends, but these can be used in any combination that you like. If that was not enough beam effects, we also have both long and short flat age 00 style beam effects in here. These attach directly into the wrist armors, which is my favorite place for beams to attach. This looks absolutely awesome, but it would look a little bit better if the beams did not come out of this box somewhat warped. I guess that is one downside to the longer flat beams. I do find they are more inclined to warp than your standard generic style beam. Next up then in here we've got the Tri-Birds, which are some remote weapons, which were just those parts that were off of the shoulders up there. These just attach, swing out the wings, attach them onto an action base, and then they're good to go. Pretty damn awesome. But now it's time for that real awesome, which is connected on there on its back. So this is the multiple use tri-holder frame. Right now it's just hanging out on its back, not really doing a whole lot, but this can open up like so. We can pop in that cool clear effect part, lock it into position like so. And that right there is the beam cape. That is pretty cool, but if that isn't cool enough, and I suppose we've seen this twice before, once with the Tryage Magnum and once with the sold separate option kit, but this is so cool, we just have to see it again. So all we do is grab 3 beam effects, a very, very big one and 2 smaller ones, align all of that up, pull out the handle, and we've got a massive beam sword known as the Tri/Blade. It can be held in one hand just like that with the handle we just pulled out. And I will mention, this kit is actually doing well with such a large sword. The only thing I'll mention is the wrist can be a bit weak, but hey, it can pop out really easily. But for the most part, this kit has no issue holding on to it. But yeah, that's one hand. Spooky. Spooky. Are you being noisy? Are you being noisy? We also have another option in here, just push in that handle. We also have a 2-handed holding handle that just pops on as easy as this. Is held in 2 hands to give it a little bit of extra support. That is what it will look like being held in 2 hands, but it does have a little bit of an issue. Because this is a round handle in a square hole, it will constantly rotate down when you try to get it in some kind of pose, and sometimes completely collapse down if you don't line it up right. So you can kind of prop it on stuff like the rear of the arm like that, but that's kind of a little bit annoying for some poses. But it isn't entirely in vain because Bandai did include this handy dandy little red adapter section that attaches onto the top of the stand. This isn't perfect, however, because its uses are limited to the height of the action base it's attached to, and in the end it kind of is a little bit distracting because it's the exact same color as the beam, not the base. Not necessarily the greatest option right here. So anyway, that right there is it for the review, and just like with the full release kit, which was the Gundam Tryage Magnum, this kit is bronze tier and not up to spec for 2021. And I did read all of your comments on the Tryage Magnum review, and I 100% agree. The Age 1 kits were and still are fantastic little kits. The Genoese Custom is still one of my all-time favorite simple little kits. But it is not the Gundam Age 1 normal parts that are bad with this kit, it's the new additions. The legs, the arms, the skirting armors, everything that has been added on new is extremely simple and very weird feeling. They don't hold together too great, they don't fit together that great either. Some of the thrusters and stuff are kind of hard to get on. And the reliance on stickers on the new parts is ridiculous. Once again, it's not the Age 1 parts that suck about this kit, it's the new additions. They just are not great. By gunpla standards, this is very, very low. But still, I don't say it enough and I should say it over and over again. A bronze tier gunpla is just a 2 out of 5 on the gunpla scale. When it comes to actual mecha kits in general, this would still be a solid 3.5 to 4 out of 5. But anyway, if you do want one of your own because it does look awesome and has some cool accessories, there is a link down there in the description. I got mine through Buy. As always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to come back for more gunpla reviews, and I'll be seeing you next time. As always, I cannot end this video right here without thanking each and every one of you guys for watching this video, for dropping a like, subscribing, and of course to each and every one of you that supports me over on the channel memberships or over on Patreon, like Craig Jerry, Tyler Sanders, the ambassador for Asymmetric Cats, Caleb Engelhart, Sean T, and Brian Perez.